Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a quick review of the brand new Echo Show 5 3rd generation. Now, this product is the latest release in the Echo Show 5 category, and it includes some features that I think you're going to care about. Now, if you already own an Echo, you're probably wondering what they improved on the brand new Generation 3, and I'll get into that in a minute. But if you've never owned one of these smart speakers, you're probably wondering why you'd ever want one. So let me start there. So what Amazon has built here is sort of an everything device. It's sort of like a magic 8-ball that you can do a lot of different things with. So the minute you plug it in and connect it up to your internet connection, you have access to the entire internet to do almost everything you want. Now, you can yell a question at it, it'll answer the question. You can have it play your pictures. So if you've got pictures in the Amazon cloud or somewhere else, it'll display those pictures. It'll also allow you to watch Netflix on there. You can watch YouTube videos on there, so you can do all that. One of my favorite things to do with it is to actually play music. So I can play music here, I can join it to another room and play music in multiple rooms. So you can already see that it does a lot of cool things. In addition to that, it'll tell you the weather, it'll tell you the traffic. You can actually use it if you've got home automation and connect your home automation lights and your whatever else you've got that turns on automatically in your home to your Echo Show, and you can yell at your smart speaker and have it turn the Christmas lights on. So it's got a lot of functionality. Another feature I like an awful lot is that you can use this with your home security systems. Now, not every home security system integrates cleanly, but if you're using the Blink system that's made by Amazon or other systems that incorporate their ecosystem into the Echo Show ecosystem, you can actually yell at your smart speaker to show you the driveway or the back porch or your front porch to see if something's been delivered. Another feature that was introduced recently is the ability to use it to call other people, either on their phone or if they've got an Echo product, call them at home and you can have a video conference with them right from the unit. It's a perfect way to sort of dive into this artificial intelligence that the internet's starting to provide. And I know a lot of people look at smart speakers and think, boy, I don't know if I want that in my house listening to me all the time. Well, Amazon's one of those companies that really respects your privacy. And I know it sounds strange for me to say that, but this product doesn't really store any data. It basically, you talk at it, it queues that up, it goes to the internet, it figures out what you're asking, and it comes back and answers the question or turns on a light or plays a song, whatever it happens to be. So it's a very secure device. And the nice part is you've got a privacy screen right here for the camera. So if you want to make a call to somebody and you want to do a video chat, just open up the privacy screen right there and you'll have the camera come on and you can see them, they can see you. But when you're not using it, maybe you're a little bit sketchy about it, just close the privacy screen and you'll be perfectly fine because a little window goes right over the camera. So I think it's a wonderful product. And again, I've been using the Echo products ever since the 1st generation came out. I actually had one early before it was even released. And that was the really old one, the Generation 1, where it looked like a can of tennis balls. It was a stand-up device and it was just fantastic. And I could not believe how smart the device was. So for me, I'm all in on this type of technology. And I think it's really the future of where things are heading around home automation and security and all the other things we're doing. And it's such a help because all the time we have questions in the family. We'll be sitting down at dinner and somebody will mention something and they'll be like, when was that movie released? Or who's that actor's name that was in that particular movie? Or what's the answer to this particular question? And we just turn to the Echo and ask the question to Echo and it answers it. And we immediately have the answer we need. So cool product if you don't own one. I'd recommend getting one and trying it. And this is the perfect way to get started because there's really 2 categories of Echo products. The Echo Show, which has a screen on the front, and the standard Echo products like the Echo Dot and a few others that are just speakers. I like this one because of the screen, because that opens up the possibility of looking at pictures and movies and Netflix and video calls and all the rest of it. Whereas the Echo Dot is a simpler product, but it's not really as functional as a product like this. So my recommendation would be the Echo Show 5, the 3rd generation in particular, is the one I'd recommend for somebody that's never used an Echo product before. It's a great way to dive into the ecosystem. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the 3rd generation product because these have been out for quite a while and Amazon is constantly improving their products. So what you're looking at here is the 3rd generation. So my first question was, I own the 1st generation and I own the 2nd generation. What have you improved on this latest product that I really care about? So the first thing they did, which I think is great, is they've improved the audio quality because if you're playing music through a small speaker like this, you'll hear the highs, you'll hear the mid-range. Bass is an incredibly difficult thing to reproduce in a small cabinet like this. Somehow, and I don't know how they did it, I'm sure there's some kind of sound baffle inside or some amazing technology, but they've greatly improved the bass response on this one. Now, it's not like it's going to be thumping bass where your dishes are going to rattle, but it improves the bass enough where you've got a balanced sound across the particular song you're playing, whereas before, it tended to hang up there in the upper frequencies where it's really high and shrill and maybe the mid-range a little bit. This one's got much better bass response. I like that an awful lot. Another thing they did, which makes all the difference in the world, is they've added an additional microphone, because one of the problems with these units is if you're too far away from it or there's a lot of background noise, sometimes they don't pick up your voice, or they pick up your voice and they don't actually get the question right. By adding an extra microphone, they've greatly improved the Echo Show 5's ability to hear me when I ask it a question and respond to that question. So that second microphone is a big upgrade. They've also improved the processor. They've got the latest version of the AMZ2, I think it is, processor inside here. And that's behind the scenes. But what that does is really speed up those responses. It makes it more intelligent. So when I ask it a question, if I'm fumbling with my question, it'll figure it out a little bit easier than the second generation. And I sort of set them up side by side, plugged one in, asked it a question, kind of garbled, and I got an answer, and then I plugged this one in, asked it a question, and I got the right answer. So it's kind of a dumb test, but it sort of proves that that new AMZ or AZ2 processor really improved the ability for it to handle that in the background. And then the last thing they improved on this, and I use one of these in the bedroom as sort of my little alarm clock to the left of there on the counter, is they've improved the screen for nighttime viewing. Because a lot of times the screens are great during the day and they're bright and you can see them across the room, but at night they can be tend to be too bright, which really makes it hard for me to see it. So with this one, they've improved the screen to make it easier to see it at night. So when I put it up in the bureau, if I happen to roll over to see what time it is or check the weather, I've got a much crisper picture on the front of this unit. And again, I think it's amazing they can pack this much technology into a tiny little box like this that touches the internet. It has the ability to answer questions for me, turn on lights, turn off lights, play music, look at pictures, show videos, check my security cameras, call somebody in another country over this with a video call. I just think they've done a great job with this particular product. And this third generation, in my opinion, is a worthy upgrade if you've got the second generation or if you've never ever used an Echo product before. The Echo Show 5 gives you everything you need to sort of dive into the smart speaker space and get a really decent product that fits most budgets. And that's all I really had for today. So hopefully you found this review helpful. There's not a lot inside the box. You get a couple of manuals, a charger, and the unit itself. Plug it in, go to your Echo app or Amazon app, and you can add it to your account, and you're off and running. It's a really easy product to use, and I promise you, you're gonna find a lot of fun things to do with this, and it's really a great assistant when you're at home. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, as always, stay nerdy.